Hello, and welcome to this edition of Arlington Public News. I'm Paul Werlin.
And I'm Michelle Marino.
In tonight's newscast, we explore the challenges working women face as they move in and out of the workforce. We learn about a very special camp that took place at Ottoson Middle School in April, and we unveil a brand new contest for our viewers.
Those stories and more, plus our community calendar, coming up next.
Memorial Day honors all veterans who have served our country, and especially those who gave their lives protecting our rights and freedoms. This year's Memorial Day Parade will occur on Monday, May 26th. It begins at 9:30 a.m. in the parking lot of the Walgreens in East Arlington. Participants will march up Mass Ave to Monument Park in Arlington Center for observances and the placing of wreaths. The parade will proceed from there and finish in Mount Pleasant Cemetery. For more information on the parade and its participants, please contact the Director of Veteran Services, Jeffrey Chunglo, at 781-316-3166.
The Mass Ave Corridor project is set to begin. Pre-construction activities starts the week of May 17th, with construction itself scheduled to begin sometime in June. The project is expected to be completed in the spring of 2016. Construction work will include resurfacing the road, rebuilding sidewalks, and replacing outdated traffic signals. Crosswalks and bump outs for pedestrians will also be added, as well as expanded bike lanes for riders. During construction, both Mass Ave and the side streets will remain open to traffic at all times. For more information on the project, its goals and status, please go to the town's website at arlingtonma.gov/MassAvRebuild. Well, Paul, I think that's a really exciting project. It's definitely going to bring a lot of pedestrian safety and a lot more options for bikers in the area.
And that's really going to change the face of that neighborhood. You know, that's my neighborhood, and this has been a long time in coming. It's going to look really nice when it's all finished.
It's great.
Arlington Public News continues with our 6-part series on adolescence. In Part 4, we discuss the topic of communication between parents and their adolescent children.
The mission of adolescence is a complicated and far-reaching one, which explains why we've dedicated one monthly segment over the course of 6 months to addressing it. We've previously explored the world of the adolescent, as well as the challenges this transition poses for parents. Today, licensed family and marriage therapist John Williams and I discuss the point at which these two realities intersect. When is it best for us as parents to listen, and when is it maybe best for us not to listen and take another action?
Okay. Well, I think that's a good point you made, and I think that the big thing about when you shouldn't listen is in the height of the battle or the argument with the adolescent. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is that the adolescent usually is going to bring up issues, they're going to bring up topics as a way of kind of diverting perhaps from whatever the request might be and that kind of thing. So that's not when you want to, whenever you're doing any limit setting, whenever you're clarifying something, that's when you don't want to get into listening. However, and I don't mean it in the sense that you don't listen at all, but you don't want to keep going with it. You want to minimally listen, you want to be respectful. In that situation, but you don't want to allow it to go on, and you don't want to change your position unless the adolescent can make a very good argument for it right at that point in time. Otherwise, you stay with your position.
Should we, as parents, take such dishonesties that perhaps were dealt personally, or should we focus on the problem that got us to the lie in the first place? How do we approach this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very difficult. You don't want to take it too personally. And again, we're not. Lying and being deceitful and secretive is a whole part of this particular struggle that the adolescents are going through. You know, they're trying to separate, they're trying to become more independent, and part of that is going to be secretive, and that's why parents a lot of times complain that, you know, the child doesn't talk to me at all, and that. So part of it is normal, and in terms of the line, yeah, that's going to go along with it.
But certainly, depending upon our age as parents now, we come to the project of parenting with a very different set of expectations, perhaps, that our parents had with us,
Right.
than is common in the culture today.
Right.
So we're certainly being asked to be very flexible in terms of how we approach mentally the project of
Right.
parenting. Yeah.
Well, that's why I refer to the concept of imperfect control.
Yeah.
Because if you went back in time, 30, 40 years,
Yeah,
you would probably answer the question and say, no, it's realistic to be able to almost have
Exactly.
a fuller control
Yeah.
than what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that the culture would have supported that view. I mean, there would have been people maybe that were working in this area that would have understood, if you understood developmentally what was going on with adolescents, they could have seen the thing. But I think the culture as a whole would have supported being closer to kind of a notion of perfect control.
Right. For John Williams, I'm Peter Bermudez for Arlington Public News.
You know, adolescence can really be a challenging time for both the kids and the parents, so this is really good information to have.
It can, and I think it's an important time to build communication skills between parents and children. Working Mothers is the second in a gender discrimination series by youth producer Gayatri Sundarajan. This segment addresses obstacles facing working mothers as they first leave and then re-enter the workforce.
Mother, a word associated with love and care, affection and comfort. It is inconceivable that women suffer repercussions because of this title. Unfortunately, women face a barrier called the maternal wall when they have children.
But mothers are still among the four kind of demographic groups of, women with kids, women without kids, men with, men without. Mothers are the lowest paid, and men with kids are the highest paid. When my mother was working before I was born, so the men all made more than the women did at that time, and everybody just thought, oh, that's perfectly normal because they have families to support. But everybody just sort of took it for granted at the time that was how it was and that was okay. And I think it's strange that no one would say that now, and yet in terms of how the pay actually gets allocated, it's as if we do still think that at some level, because family men get paid better.
It has been seen that women with young children are 79% less likely to be hired, 50% less likely to be promoted. This lack of opportunities come from the expectations placed on working mothers to be nurturing. They are seen to have a greater duty at home than work.
And women, I guess they're presumed to have more divided loyalties. It's assumed that they won't commit to their jobs as much as somebody who doesn't have kids will do.
This thought is an example of an unconscious bias.
We inherit the weight of history, of inherent bias. First there was conscious bias, now there's unconscious bias. Just things your brain fills in. You hear the venture capitalists talk about pattern matching. This is a really good way to recognize, the next young entrepreneur. But they're also pattern matching for things that they have bias in and not realizing they're doing that.
Along with workplace challenges, working mothers face difficult times receiving pay equity. Mothers are expected to be lenient and agreeable, accepting their first salary offer. If they do not, they are viewed negatively in the workplace as aggressive. But if women do not negotiate, they are condemning themselves to a lower salary.
Hiring managers have three numbers in their mind when they decide, I want to hire you. There's the number I'll offer you, there's the number I think I will get you at, and there's the number that's the top I have available. I start with the first, and I have two other numbers to keep growing up to. And women stop at the first. So there's a chunk of money, whether it's 1,000 or it can be as big as 10, 20, 30,000, especially when you really get up in corporate. So that's the first part. That can cost us over $1 million in our lifetime. The second part that is critical is its career management. If you do not negotiate, you look subpar to the guy applying for the next promotion doing the same work as you.
Negotiating is a technique working mothers can employ to reach their goals of equality at work, like all women, but this goal will be unattainable without the help of society. The society must be more open and allow working women to negotiate their pay without tarnishing their character. Join me next time to discuss how this maternal wall keeps women from executive positions. This is Gayatri Sundarajan reporting for Arlington Public News.
I Can Shine is a nonprofit organization that teaches individuals with disabilities how to ride bicycles. In Arlington, I Can Shine held a bike camp at Ottoson Middle School during school vacation week in April. We want to especially thank Arlington Bike Camp Coordinator Nina Fisher for working with APN to bring you the story.
I'm Joel Rothstein, Arlington Public News. 5 riders, 5 sessions, 5 days. The I Can Bike program will turn these riders into bikers. We're going to watch the progress of 3 riders in the I Can Bike program as they dramatically progress and become better bikers. What brings you to I Can Bike?
We were so excited when the opportunity came up. We saw the email and jumped on it, hoping we know space is limited, but Megan wants to be like her friends and her sisters and ride and her independence. This is a great way for her to spend school vacation. It's the beginning of her road to her ride, I guess we should say, to independence. So that's why we're here.
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Were you having fun today?
Yes.
What was the most fun?
Riding my two-wheel bike all by myself.
Oh, fantastic. Have you ever been able to do that before?
No.
And what was the trick? Why can you ride it now?
Just turn your wheels out your body.
Megan, it was so nice talking with you. You are a tremendous bike rider.
Thank you.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
We're here with Mark Breakstone. Mark, what brings you here to the gym at Ottoson?
Well, we're here as part of the program. I'm with the law firm Breakstone, White & Gluck. We've donated 25 helmets to support the I Can Ride program. Wonderful effort to empower children with special needs and challenges to be able to get on a bike and ride and be more independent in their lives, and we're delighted to be here.
And who are you?
Brittany Campbell, I'm Reed's mother, and we came here to see if we could help Reed learn to balance and ride a two-wheeler.
What have you seen so far?
It's amazing. I think he's doing great. He's going fast, which is good. So it's a great program to try to get the balance.
Reed, that's quite a trophy you have. How did you get that trophy?
Did you ride your bike?
Yeah.
Did you ride your bike with training wheels?
No.
Where did the training wheels go?
Done.
You're done with them?
Yeah.
Good job.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Sullivan. I am the regional manager for the Arlington North region of Cambridge Savings Bank. I have affiliation with the I Can Shine bike camp located in Arlington due to my relationship with Nina Fisher, who I have nurtured over the 2 years being represented through the bank. Cambridge Savings Bank is a network of 17 branch locations, and we are committed to providing relationship building with our customers and also providing funding to the communities in which we serve, which is directed strictly through our community relations department.
My name's Jeannie Randall. I brought my daughter Danielle Randall from Cape Cod. I had seen the brochures at different conferences I've been to for special needs children. So I picked up a brochure and I've been watching for it to be available in the area. And I've been waiting a few years, so I saw that it was here in Arlington, and we registered right away and we made the trip from Cape Cod. So here I noticed she's steering, she's hitting the markers on the ground and doing just fine.
I have to tell you, Danielle, you have made so much progress. I saw you on Tuesday. You are totally amazing. What are your feelings?
That's great.
And how do you feel when you're on the bike?
We're too fast.
It's either too fast.
Yeah.
And are you going to tell all your friends now that you've been riding a bike?
Yeah.
Oh,
I get that take a time.
they're going to love it. Danielle, it's been so nice talking with you.
I live Texas. Good. I love you. You too.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
In 5 sessions, in 5 days, we followed the progress of our 3 riders. They made awesome progress. This has been Joel Rothstein, Arlington Public News, at the Ottoson Middle School.
You know, this is really a great program for these kids because it teaches them independence and they have fun at it at the same time.
Absolutely, and it seems like everyone in the community has gotten involved as well. Businesses and organizations are really involved with the program, so that's great. Arlington Public News is excited to announce our first Photo of the Month contest. In honor of spring, the theme of this month's contest is Pets Outdoors. Please take a moment to share a favorite picture of your pet enjoying the weather. You can submit photos on Facebook by posting directly to our page or by tagging us at Arlington Public News. The winner will be announced on Friday, June 20th on our website, news.acmi.tv, and will receive a $25 gift certificate from our sponsor, Firefly Moon. Firefly Moon is an eclectic and unusual gift shop located on Mass Ave in Arlington Heights. You don't need to be an Arlington resident to enter, and you can enter as many times as you'd like. We look forward to seeing your submissions.
You know, I'm hoping people are going to get pretty creative with this photo contest. I'm
Yes.
imagining things like dogs sunning themselves on the beach and things
Definitely.
like
I think you and I are going to have to get a pet first, though, before we enter the contest.
that. Definitely. Next up is our arts and entertainment calendar.
There are planets galore on May 31st. See Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter through telescopes at Robbins Farm Park at this month's Arlington Astronomy Night. Oppa! It's that time of year again when St. Athanasius the Great hosts their annual Greek festival. Enjoy music, dancing, and of course the food, June 6th through 8th. Learn about the renowned master carver who called Crescent Hill home when the Old Schwam Mill continues its 150th anniversary lecture series on June 7th. Hear 2014 Arlington Cultural Council grant recipient Eulippia Jazz perform big band music as well as original compositions at the Arlington Center for the Arts on June 10th. The Philharmonic Society of Arlington will hold its annual Strawberry Festival and Pops concert on June 13th at Town Hall. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the 16th annual Feast of the East on June 14th.
And to wrap up our newscast, news producer Chris DeBenedictis brings you his reviews of movies that have come out recently in Arlington and surrounding areas.
Hi, I'm Chris DeBenedictis, and this is my review for The Amazing Spider-Man 2. With great power comes great responsibility. This phrase is a major theme in nearly every one of the 5 films in the Spider-Man franchise, which makes its absence in the latest installment, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, even more glaring. Our hero is there, doing his job, shouldering his burdens, but the film feels chaotic and presents a Spider-Man that is very unlike the one we have come to know.
You know what it is I love about being Spider-Man? Everything.
$1 Million Arm is standard Disney fare, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go see it. It's a well-told story, and in the end, it just feels good. I recommend this film.
It's called $1 Million Arm. We find the first Major League Baseball player from India.
Like being on the road? Words cannot express. Ray, how are you going to know if anyone can throw if you keep your eyes shut all day? I can hear it. Really? That was about a 43.
First, I want to talk about the CGI. Oh man, that CGI. Godzilla is a wonder to behold in this latest installment. His posture harkens back to the Godzilla of old, upright and shambling and downright menacing. But he still has that newer Godzilla feel, a very clean and polished beast. The film rests on how good or bad the CGI is, and it is incredible. I saw the movie in IMAX 3D, which I highly recommend, and I was truly blown away by the immensity of the monster's presence.
Well, Paul, there were some great reviews in there. I think there are some blockbuster films, too, that I'm really excited to watch.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid watching the old black and white Godzilla movies on TV, the Japanese ones. So it's going to be great to see this new version of it on the big screen.
Yes.
We would like to take this opportunity to bid a fond farewell to two of our news interns, Aaron Walk and Katie Runing. They have been of invaluable assistance during their time with us, and we wish them the very best in their future endeavors.
Thank you both. Be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Arlington Public News and follow us on Twitter at Arlington Public News. Both links can be found on our website at news.acmi.tv.
Please join us next time for another edition of Arlington Public News. I'm Paul Werlin.
And I'm Michelle Marino. See you next time.